Antonio Brown is one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League, potentially a #1 overall fantasy football draft pick. Am I right? I am right. He could be. And he also took to Twitter on the 4th of July into what many people are calling a shot at Jason Pierre-Paul. And you go, why would this be considered a shot at Jason Pierre-Paul? Well, let's look at his tweet. Have a safe 4th of July and show up tomorrow with the same amount of fingers as the last time they saw you. Wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that Jason Pierre-Paul last year blew up his hand. Now he's got to show the picture. It's so bad. And now, look, he's back to playing, but he did blow off his hand in a fireworks accident. And he did also sit down with Complex.
Yes.
Actually, Michael Strahan with Complex to discuss for a couple seconds what happened that day.
I'm like everybody else. I saw all these things on social media. We saw all the reports on TV. What really happened to you on July 4th?
So normally on the 4th of July, got a lot of fireworks, got cookout for the kids, music. They have certain firecrackers. The one I was holding, I thought it was a different one, but it wasn't. And it just went off in my hand right away.
It's like I thought it was like a sparkler.
Right.
But it turned out it was a legitimate firework.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is fun, which it's not funny, but I used to, when I was younger, me and my friends would shoot like bottle rockets at each other.
Right.
Which of course, none of us ever thought we'd blow a hand off.
Right.
Until one of our friends got hit near the eye, and we had to take him to the hospital. And he's fine. He can still see out of both eyes, even though he kind of complains about it sometimes.
As he should.
Excuses, man. Just excuses. So that's why I took to Twitter on the 4th of July and been like, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye because we were idiot 12-year-old kids. No, I didn't actually say that. But, of course, a lot of the Twitter reaction looked like this, Jacque. This is number 20. Jason Pierre-Paul likes this.
Oh.
The truth is, though, he has his thumb. It's not even a correct tweet. But, Jacque, do you think this is Antonio Brown taking a shot, maybe even a friendly shot, at Jason Pierre-Paul, or is this just a tweet?
So. I think
this is just a tweet.
I think Antonio Brown is a man of the people, and he's concerned with the workforce of America. We are in very trying times. People are losing jobs. People are gaining jobs, and he wants to make sure that the American public
is
safe. Simple as that. I think by calling it a shot, I think people are looking too deep into things. I think he's just, again, a man of the people. He wants to make sure the people are taken care of.
I wish when people took shots at players, if this is one, I consider it a shot at Jason Pierre-Paul. I respect your opinion, though, but I consider it a shot at Jason Pierre-Paul. I wish that people talked way more bluntly. It's like there's a movie with Ricky Gervais that's not that great, although it has some moments. It's like the Invention of Lying.
Yes.
Basically lives in this world where you can't
lie.
Like they've never even heard a lie, so he's the only person who does it. He can get away with everything, right? I wish that was the world we lived in at times. So it's like Antonio Brown takes to Twitter, "Hey, Jason Pierre-Paul, are you using fireworks today? ?
Right. That would
be like,
clear it all up.
That's a shot at Jason Pierre-Paul.
Right. Or JPP, something to let us know exactly what he's saying. And I think Twitter is going to take it and run with it regardless of whether he was or not. And we won't know until someone actually talks to Antonio Brown. Maybe his barber. Maybe we'll get his barber to talk to him. His barber can give us the inside scoop. But you never know. It could be. But is there a beef between those two?
Oh, that's what it's going to create, is the idea of when if the Giants play the Steelers this year. I'm not sure if they're on the schedule with each other, but the schedule. Maybe they'll meet in the Super Bowl. Who knows? And then that will be brought up. Let's say they did meet in the Super Bowl. That would be brought up right again. It would be like, well, do you remember Antonio Brown and JPP have been beefing since July 4th, 2016?
Yeah, because
of this potentially cryptic subtweet.
This cryptic subtweet that no one really knows the story behind, but we're going to make a story behind it because
I think Twitter should go.
Think Twitter should go?
I love it. I think Twitter is great for internet reaction. I think we should all move to Instagram. Because you can explain yourself more. You get a million characters, not a million. I think what's 1,000 characters in a post.
Okay. I think athletes should get off of Twitter.
Yeah, well, we've had countless discussions about how it's great that you can give people a voice, but not all people should have a voice.
Right.
And you have to take every tweet you see with a grain of salt, whatever the phrase is. Is it a grain of salt?
Yeah.
With a whole jug of salt.
Yeah, because I think as an athlete, you have to be careful with whatever you say, or as a celebrity.
Especially like the rookies.
Right.
You know, I mean, look at D'Angelo Russell, man. Social media got him in trouble because he Snapchatted Nick Young or whatever the hell happened. And then immediately they turn it around and do you see the Foot Locker commercial?
The Foot Locker commercial.
He's like, oh, Ben, let me see your phone. Throws it out the fucking window.
Yeah, and if I'm Nick Young, I'm not happy about that. I think he tweeted like funny, ha ha. Like, yeah, like that's not.
Is that a subtweet attacking?
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell.
It's a tweet at D'Angelo Russell about his commercial that made fun of him and his situation. And
so by the transitive property, Nick Young was taking a shot at Jason Pierre-Paul on the 4th of July. Do you see how this builds?
Ha ha, yeah.
That's called spin.
And that's what they're doing with Antonio Brown's PSA to the public, to the world.
Jacque believes that Antonio Brown is just looking out for the greater good.
I think he was just putting it out there, and I think he knew that if he put it out there, people would take it a certain way.
Yes.
And people took it that way, and now they're taking this whole Olympic year thing by storm, and they're running with it.
Easier for Antonio Brown to say he's got all 10 of his fingers, or 8 of his fingers and 2 thumbs. I'm sorry. I'm a Giants fan. I do love you, JPP. You're great. Everything about you, even with your giant club hand. Comment below with your fingers you can use. Even if you're JPP, if you have 8 of them, you can still comment. Jacque's like, I'm done.
I'm out of this.
I'm out.
I'm out of this.
That's like 4 straight. I'm sorry.
Hands off.
Jason, you disrespectful person.
Yeah.
It's like every time I say anything about Derrick Rose, you disrespectful. You hate Derrick Rose.
You do, though.
I love Derrick Rose.
Especially now that he's on the Knicks, of course you do.
I just think it's easy to take shots at him when you arrive at Madison Square Garden from New York Presbyterian Hospital. At Cousteau on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all the good social medias. Make sure to check it out. Go to youtube.com/Cousteau for amazing news on sneakers, unboxings, an interview with Kevin Durant. It's all good stuff. Make sure to check it out. And, of course, check us out on @TYT Sports. We're also on Watchable. We're on Facebook. I think you guys know that by now. Follow the links in the description box below.